You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for always coming back to watch my videos. My name is Onyechi Evangeline Choma, and in today's tutorials we'll be learning how to make this overbust corset. I've already drafted the pattern. It's in my channel. I'll keep the link in the description box so you can watch. So this particular video is actually inspired by this clip. So mind you, I'm not the original owner of this particular design, so if you're interested, keep watching. So I went out to cut out my fabric and the lining too, then giving half-inch allowance on this side. For the center front, this is the center front, I placed my fabric into two this way and cut out from here, giving half-inch allowance from here all the way to the top and at the hem. Then I also went ahead to infuse wadding, light wadding to it. Okay, all right, we're going to join the main fabric. After that, we'll join the lining. So without wasting much time, let's go to my sewing machine. So to start with, I'm going to join the center front to the middle front this way. So I'm going to pin it up and join, take it to my sewing machine and stitch. So after that, I'm going to take this other side and stitch. So once I'm done, I'll come and let you see it. Next thing I'm going to do is to join this two sides by the side. Okay, so after joining, this is what we have. So the next thing is to start joining the back piece to it using the same half-inch. So we'll start from the side back. We'll join the side back half-inch. After joining that, we'll join the middle back to this side. Indicate the part where you marked the up arrow so that it will be there. Then once you are done with that, then you put the center back last. Okay, so let me do that and I'll get back to you. So once you're done joining the two pieces together, this is what you should have. Okay, so next thing is to flat iron, and I have already done mine. Next thing is to insert my boning channel. You can go ahead and take the measurement of this place, get the midpoint and mark, come to the bust area, get the midpoints and mark. So once you are done, go ahead and connect the 2 points together. It will give you a straight line. So that's the midpoint. Next is to create other bone channels. So here I'm taking like 1 inch, 1.25 inches on this side, and the same thing goes with this side, 1.25 inches on these two sides. So once I'm done with that, then at the bust area, I'm going with 2 inches. 2 inches here and also 2 inches on this side. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to the top. So these are the three first boning channel. Then the other ones, I'm going to be placing it on the seam to cover up my seam, and to do that I'm going to be using my bias strip. So for this project, I'm going to be showing you two different methods of using your boning. This is a Virgilin boning. It's actually sewable, and this is a plastic boning. So we're going to make use of this plastic boning first. Then after that, I'll show you how to make use of this. Okay, so for the plastic boning, I'm going to make a case. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and stitch at the two ends. So this is the boning channel that I have created. As you can see, I stitch on this two side. So I went ahead to cut out my boning. Okay, so this is it. As you can see, I have half-inch here and also half-inch here. So what I need to do now is to bond this edge. Then give it a little bit of time to cool. Okay, so once you are done with that, this is the curvy part, the concave side. Insert it in. Okay, the curvy part should be facing you, should be facing the outer part of your clothes, and you insert it right inside. So for the second method, I'm going to use my bias and this ridgeline boning. So I'm going to open up this bias this way, just this side. Then I'm going to stitch like half-inch away from the neckline. Just half-inch away from the neckline, raise it up. So once I'm done stitching half-inch, I'm going to insert this ridge line on it. So as it is now, I'm going to stitch both on the bias and on the ridgeline bone. So once you're done doing that, next is to flip it over to the other side. Then use the excess bias and cover up this. Take the excess bias inside, then top stitch. So this is it. I'm going to take in the excess and fold it inside and top stitch. So this is the method I'll be using on this particular project. You can use this first method for a plus size person, then this second method for an average person. So let me go off camera and complete the rest. So this is it. This is how it looks like, though I'm still working on it. So I want to make some adjustments over here. So I noticed that it's too big, so I went ahead to reduce by 1 inch and I took it down to the waist. Then I'm also going to do the same to the other side and to the lining as well. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and complete it, then work on the lining. Alright, so after fixing the boning, this is what we have. So you can go ahead and trim the excess here to make it very curvy. And after that, next thing you should do is to give it a very nice press so that it will relax. So after ironing, this is how it looks like. You can see how beautiful it came out and the bust area is looking good. So I went ahead to, kind of bend this area towards the under bust so that it will give me that curvy effect even when I put it on without stress. So I have the linings for this project we are working on ready. So I'm going to mark on the center front and the middle front. I'm going to mark the under bust area. If possible, you can go ahead and notch. So on this bust side, I'm going to be adding my wording to it. This is a light wording so that it will enable me to catch the bust area very well. Alright, so after adding the wording to it, to the bust area, this is what it looks like. This one is in 2. Almost all of them is in 2 except this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to add hairstay to it. And I'm going to add hairstay to almost all the parts of this lining. Alright, so once you are done infusing the hairstay to the lining, this is what you should have. And I did that for all the lining, both the front and the back, for all the pieces. So next thing I'm going to do now is to join the linings together just the way we joined the fabric itself. Then once I'm done, I'll go ahead, open it up and iron. Then I'll get back to you. So once you're done with that, next thing is to create your boning channels. Okay, so now for our boning, okay, to give it that caging effect, we are going to start from under bust. Okay, then you locate your nipple point. Okay, so this is my nipple point. I kind of notched it, so this is it. It's kind of notched. So then my under bust area, so this is it. Then I'll make a very nice curve here. Then you can take 1 inch or ½ inch from this area, from this joining, then take it up. Then at this armhole area, you can just go with the shape of what you have here. Then the neckline, you can go with ½ inch or 1 inch from your neckline. So once you're done with that, connect the nipple point. Okay, just connect the middle point together. So once you are done with that, you're going to get your bone and insert. So because I'm going to be doing it off camera, so this is the curvy part. Okay, this is the curvy part of my boning. So it's going to go on the lining. Okay, it's going to be like this. It's going to face my lining. Okay, so I'm going to start with the vertical lines, and once I'm done with that, then I'll get my plier. This is my plier. Then I'll get my seam ripper, then try and rip this boning. So once you're done ripping some part of the boning, you notice some tiny strings in the boning, like a fishing line. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so now what you do now is to get your plier and pull one or two of the strings. So this is to give it a curvy effect. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, this is the one that I tried pulling. Can you see how curvy it looks effortlessly? And look at the two. Look at the two. Did you see the effect? This is kind of straight and this is curvy. So, and this straight one, it will be very hard for me to, take it around this curvy area. So, but for this particular one that is curvy, okay, look at how effortlessly I'm placing it on the curvy area of my boning casing, my boning channels rather. All right, so I have gone ahead to stitch this, and this is what I have. So on the bust area, like where I have my stitches, I'm going to open it up very well on both sides, this side and this side, and stitch so that it doesn't change the shape of my bust here. So after inserting the vertical lines, this is what we have. Next is to insert this first horizontal line. So, and you can see that it's a bit curvy. So I'm going to use this curvy side of my boning in order to get a perfect curve of down here. So now next thing I'm going to do is to take this boning across, okay, and I'm going to slightly move it over to this side with ease. Okay, so as soon as I'm done with that, I'll get another boning and place at the neckline area, and that is it about bust caging. Okay, so you can do that with ease. All right, so after caging, this is what I have. You can see how curvy it is. I didn't change the shape of my bust here. Look at how curvy it is. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to add fiber to this bust area to give it a bit of flesh. Okay, you can add fiber or you can use wadding. So I've gotten my fiber is about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to place my hemming gum on this part of the boned channel. So this is my hemming gum, so I'm going to place it on the area where I want the fiber to be. Alright, so after placing your hemming gum on the bust area, then go ahead and take your wadding or your fiber and place exactly on the place where you want it to be on the bust cage. Then do well to put your tellus hem or anything under it so that it will retain the shape of the bust here. So now next thing we're going to do is to cut out the excess. Okay, so just trim it out, and I'll do that off camera and I'll get back to you. All right, so this is it after I have trimmed it out. Can you see? So this is what we have. So after that, next thing I'm going to do is to align it with the fabric we are making. All right, so this is the fabric we are making, and you can see how neat it is. So I'm going to fold it this way, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to use my pin and secure. Then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch all the way around. So this is what we have at the end of the day after sewing the lining to the fabric. So next is to go ahead and turn it inside out, and let's see what we have there. So this is what we have. Next thing I'm going to do, you can see how curvy it is. Okay, by the time I give it a very nice press, it will relax more. So next thing I'm going to do now is to put my boning channel for the back. So I'm going to stitch here. So after stitching here, I'm going to insert my plastic boning here. So in conclusion, I have my boning, a plastic boning inserted here to give it a bit of strength. Then I cut out a piece of fabric that the length is equal to the length of the hem of my dress. So I'm going to start inserting it this way. I'm going to place it this way. This is the right side of my fabric. So I'm going to place it this way, then stitch. You can go ahead and cut yours in a bias form. Then once I'm done stitching that way, then I'm going to flip over to the front, then kind of fold it to hide the wrong edge, then top stitch on the front. Once I'm done with that, then this is modest panel. I'm going to attach it to the back. The length is equal to the length of my blouse, the back side, and the width is about 12 inches. Okay, the width of this one is about 1.5 inches. Then after that, I'll go ahead and put eyelets. Then if I'm not able to fix eyelets on it, I'll just attach lace to it, and that's it for this tutorials.